What is up, bro Cephas? Bro Teddy Roosevelt? What's up, guys? We're going to do a little bit of a informal video today. I always get all kinds of questions and random conversations with people either out and about or at the track, or even some questions on Instagram. By the way, don't forget to follow us there too. How do you get into this stuff? How do you do this stuff? Why do you do this stuff? So today I'm going to kind of explain some of that. Okay, so we'll start with the first part. Time is always of the essence when you're working on a money pit like this, right? So you can see my garage is always packed. It's always crowded. Not much room to get around in it, so on and so forth. There's a reason for that, though. This is a 3-car garage, which you can't ever tell in any of the videos, because this is actually a 2-car garage and then a single-car garage over to the side that's not connected. But what I like to do is I like to come out the garage and work on the car or a project or whatever the case may be, and then go back inside and just do whatever. I could rent a shop down the road easy, you know, and get however many thousands of square feet that I may need, and I could probably fill up most anything with all the junk that I have. But time is of the essence, and without having to drive somewhere and back, you get all that time back to use on your project. Okay, so that's reason number one. Okay, number two, why drag racing? Why not lowriders? Why not big trucks? Why not whatever? Well, the simple answer to that is I like to haul ass everywhere I go. So it makes sense to build a car with a lot of power. I don't really get into the mud thing or lowriders or anything like that. It's just not me. So having said that, that goes into another part of the conversations that I always hear is, why do you do a certain thing a certain way? And the one thing that comes to mind is, you can see this. Where is it? That intake manifold right there. That's a modified, really modified carbureted intake manifold with the plenum opened up and a big sheet metal elbow and 8 more injectors in the top. And why do I do it like that? I do it like that because somebody said it won't work. That's just pure and simple. I really hate it when somebody says that won't work, because 9 times out of 10 that makes me try it until either it doesn't work or until I make it work. Same thing happened with Mega Squirt years ago. Why use Mega Squirt? That stuff's junk. Well, that was reason enough for me to want to try it. And my other car, the blue car that is in some of the earlier videos, back when it was a street car, it had a Mega Squirt on it, controlling the coils only. It had a blow-through carburetor on it, on a small block Ford, blah, blah, blah. It ran 520s at 140 miles an hour. Never had a lick of trouble out of that thing. Spin it to 9,000 RPMs like it was going out of style. And I cannot tell you how many people came up and looked at that thing at the track and did this and pointed at the distributor that didn't have a cap on it or no plug wires on it and go, how does it run when it's got coils on the valve covers? Priceless. Totally priceless. So another thing about the garage, I know a lot of you guys that see these videos aren't in Texas, but for those of you who are in Texas, you will totally understand this. In the summertime, when it's 105 degrees outside, working on the car is not high on your list of things to do. Staying inside in the air conditioner is. So for the OG members, you will remember that the garage door, I insulated it almost as soon as I moved in this place. And then behind the camera right now, there's an air conditioning unit in there. This garage in the 105 degree heat will be 68, 69 degrees. That will keep me working in the garage. 105 degrees ain't gonna happen. I don't care what's going on outside. Okay, one more that I always hear. Machine work? How did you get into that? How did you get into welding? How did you get into fabrication? So on and so forth. Why turbocharge everything? Duh. So the machine work portion of it, I worked in a machine shop, or in a facility that did a bunch of oil field equipment repair, and one thing led to another, and I started doing machine work there and set up this and set up that, and I just understood it. It just clicked. So that's how I got into the machine work portion of it. Throughout that, there would be a time when you would need to make a special tool, weld a certain thing together, do this or do that, and waiting for the welders to get around to doing it just, it just took too long. So I took it upon myself to do a lot of welding, as I could, or as time permitted, or as I wasn't getting yelled at by my boss who thought I should be running the machine instead. That's how all that came about. Like I said, I just understood it. The TIG welding, the MIG welding, and all that kind of stuff took lots and lots and lots of practice. I started doing the turbo thing around 1998 or so. Saw some stuff in some of the magazines. I think there was a twin turbo Mustang Fox body that had 2 turbos off of a T-Bird. I think it was a black hatchback or maybe a black coupe. Some of you guys might remember that. I saw that and I was just had to do it. But back then tuning these things was, kind of a black art. There was no way to, no good air fuel monitors out there. There was just, it was hard to do. So you tear up a lot of stuff learning. Now, something that you haven't seen featured on the channel yet is there's a CNC machine in the other garage, which I don't think I've even shown it yet. It's been down since I've moved into this house, and when I moved into this house is about when I started this channel. Nick is working on getting the controller set back up. Right, Nick? Anyways, once the controller is rebuilt, essentially, with the new operating system, we'll be back into machining parts. We'll even get some machine videos going on. But I can show you some of the stuff that I've already done in the past with the CNC machine, in which you've probably seen in the other videos if you've been watching close. So I'm going to grab the camera, bring you up close, show you what it looks like. Okay, so like I mentioned a few minutes ago, for those of you who have been really keeping a close eye on what's going on the car, you'll see a couple of things in here that you can't really buy off the shelf, or at least not in the manner that I have it done here. So first things first, this is actually an MSD Pro Billet distributor, and what you're looking at is a cap, or a piece that was machined to hold a Cherry style sensor, and then a cap that goes over that, and this is just cam position. It's got a single tooth on it, tells the computer when the number 1 cylinder is at top dead center, and it knows when to fire the injectors. So next part of that is what you're looking at is a very highly modified Victor Junior or Super Victor carbureted intake, converted to fuel injection, plenum cut way down, and I don't know that it does anything any better than it would have the other way. But the main goal for that was to keep it short and keep it under the hood. Now, if you'll recall back in the race car, this elbow was turned around like so, and it had an air-to-water intercooler on it, which was inside the car. And this thing is just about flush with the hood line, so it barely fit. For this bit. Okay, guys, we're going to call that the end of the video. I just want to give you a quick little synopsis of how I got to where I am and why I do things the way that I do. And also give you a heads up, man, I got so many different projects in the works right now. The S10 being one of them. It's hopefully going to paint this weekend. It's been sitting outside. My paint body guy's been kind of tied up busy, so he's just about clear of his last 2 projects. Also, hopefully, fingers crossed, C7Z06 coming up. Knock on wood somewhere. Anyways, yeah. Oh, I know what. I forgot to tell you. I got one more super budget build coming up. Brian, that you've seen in my videos a few times before, we're going to be doing his race car before too long. It is going to be an LS swap. It is going to be turbocharged. But we have a lot of the parts, extreme budget, go as fast as we can with as little as we can. Now, again, that's the end of the video. Thanks everybody for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, put it down there in the bottom. Let's hear about it. Suggestions for projects, I'm all ears. Tell me what you guys want to see. Thanks guys, we will see you in the next video.